Hello and happy International Women's Day 2026. This is the anniversary of my novel, Under the Light of the Italian Moon. The book came out in 2021, and so I decided it would be a good idea to write a little piece. So I've got it right here. This is a little bit of my reflection of thinking about what's been going on these past 5 years and reflecting back on the launch of the book 5 years ago. So let me just read it to you. 5 years after the publication of Under the Light of the Italian Moon. It's been 5 years today since my novel was published. The time has gone by quickly in my mind, so quickly that it almost feels too soon to reflect. But given the milestone, it's worth looking back. When Under the Light of the Italian Moon launched, it was International Women's Day 2021, and the UK was slowly exiting our third lockdown. Instead of book tours and in-person signings, I bought myself 36 orange roses, satin and feather pajamas, and I signed books to influencers and to book readers from the comfort of my own home. I met online with readers in book clubs and in podcasts and in social media. The pre-order had been a large success, by my standards anyway, with over 1,000 copies sold the first day, and the early reviews had been a joy to read. I could never have imagined the reader embracement of the book. From all the corners of the world, reviews were posted. They started coming in the hundreds per week, and then came messages on social media, in direct messages, and in emails. It didn't feel real. That my book could have touched so many people from around the world. If I put in a room just the people who took the time to write a review or email me, it would have to be a conference center. But it was not the reviews en masse so much as each individual review or each individual message that really meant something to me. Learning how people related to the book. A woman who had lost her mother the week before, who read the book and felt that it brought her closer to her. A son who realized and recognized what his aging mother had lived through. And so many descendants of Italians, of Belluno, of Fonzaso, moved to read their family story. So many immigrants feeling reconnected to the beautiful homeland of Italy. If Italy is in your blood, Italy is in your blood. The feeling and the emotion, the shared tears, the frustrations and the fears and the pride and the love. To know that my tenacity over 14 years of researching, traveling to Fonzaso and Padua and Venice, making dear friends of so many elderly people who could share their stories of their youth so we wouldn't forget. I think the woman I am now 5 years ago, if I think of the woman that I am now versus 5 years ago, and I don't really feel all that different. But the one thing that is powerful is that every time I get a heartfelt email or a direct message or a post or a review from a reader, I can feel my grandmother and my Nonna Ponte and the captain surrounding me and holding me. A warmth comes over me, and I know that they were in my hand as I wrote. They guided my mind. They woke me up in the morning. I learned, or I became aware recently, that a female is born with all the eggs she will ever have, which means in utero, the baby holds her children or the potential children she would bear, which means that that child exists physically within the generation above. I was in my mother when she was in my grandmother. Is their memory passed down through this maternal line? I sometimes feel that they are with me so strongly that it takes my breath away. And it brings tears to my eyes. Through some force, this book and these stories have become my vocation, my purpose, and my cross to joyfully and sometimes heartbreakingly bear. In those 5 years, Italy has only strengthened its hold on me. I'm here right now. I have found new, old books. I've unearthed films relevant to the time period I write about. I have spent more time in Italy, writing, living, renovating little houses at the university, at art museums. I have unearthed new relevant timelines that led up to the death of my great-great-grandmother. I've learned more stories, more loves, more meaning, more secrets, and more sad events. And I've been living through my own while studying them. I became an empty nester. I discovered authors like Albides Perez and Natalia Ginsburg, in whom I really find kindred spirits. I have been surviving midlife for a woman, hitting into walls and figuring things out in the messiest of ways. I went to Harvard and completed an advanced management program. I continued my corporate career, supported by my family and friends this entire time. So thank you. And now this book, this child of my imagination, turns 5. And I go back to where it all began. There's a little girl who loves to read and write and convinces her 5th grade teacher to publish a book of stories and poems of the class. There's a teenager sitting at a kitchen table with her grandmother, asking naively after history class, "Did anything happen to you in World War II? Did anything happen in Italy?" There's a hardworking college student volunteering at an Italian nursing home, talking to a woman left alone. And then there she is standing in the bathroom mirror, crying and deciding she will be more than a mother and a wife, that she will define herself. There's a pregnant young woman who stands at a till to buy a notebook to write her grandmother's story. There's a woman gasping for air in an emergency room, in heart failure, whose milk comes in when she thinks of her child. There's a woman standing at a casket, presenting her baby girl to the great-grandmother who she will never meet alive. There's a woman writing and writing and writing for 14 years. And then there is a book. Under the Light of the Italian Moon is the result of those moments, that woman. And as I write this, I know I was never alone. I have faith that the women before me held me all the way, as they do now, as do those in the families of my readers hold them and remain connected to them. This year, Under the Light of the Italian Moon will be published in Italian for the first time. It is the ultimate celebration gift to bring the book in the language of my grandmother home at last. Thank you all to those who have read, reviewed, and messaged and shared the novel. Happy International Women's Day. Thank you so much. Have a great day. 100 baci.